Yo, what's going on, guys? Shorbzy here with first ever solo commentary. Decided to rank every Call of Duty Zombies game. Obviously, there's a bunch here with that are no zombies with the sad face. Because that's how I feel when we don't have zombies. But these are the ones that don't have zombies. But I mean, ignore that. That's just you guys know what I mean. So we're gonna rank every Call of Duty that has zombies based on the actual zombies in the game. We're including things like mechanics, the maps themselves, like I guess story you can include in there. We're not including extinction, like from ghosts, because that's not zombies; those are aliens. We're strictly zombies enjoyers here. I have played ghosts; it's fine, but we're not going to include it in this video. I don't think I'm like mixing anything up. I'm pretty sure we're good to go in terms of just the games with zombies. And we're gonna go in order of, we're gonna World at War and then we're gonna work our way up all the way through Black Ops 7. The way we rank Black Ops 7 is gonna be just based off of, I guess, how I feel about the maps right now, and I'm gonna sort of anticipate how they continue making the maps in the future. So that's going to be because right now the season 2 just came out for Black Ops 7, so I can only kind of rank it off of that. But um, yeah, well, I guess we'll just get into the video now. So we're gonna start with World at War. This one, this one's tough because it got everything started. I know people sort of have feelings about World at War where you feel like you can't really rank it all that poorly because it sort of was the beginning of everything and it got the ball rolling. So you can't really be like too critical of it, which I do understand like that's like mindset around World at War, but I don't know if that's where I land necessarily. I feel like we have to base it off of, at least I'm going to base it off of, if I was to go back and play this game right now, how good of a time would I have playing it, and like objectively how good do I think the maps are and everything. So for World at War, I think we're going to leave it here in C tier. None of these zombies games I think are necessarily like bad. Besides, we're just going to do a little thing here. Um, Throw Vanguard in there. Where did that go? Oh, okay. Oh, I can just do that. Okay. C. And then Vanguard with another sad face because that's almost as bad as not having zombies. So Vanguard, we're gonna get Vanguard out of the way. I'll talk about it a little bit. This is horrible. It's a horrible game. Um, the first time I loaded up, I realized that Daron Fong was just like a multiplayer map with like missions to do. Not cool. Not cool at all. So Vanguard's going there. I don't need to talk about it too much. You guys know that it's horrible. But World at War, um, like I said, got the ball rolling, but like there's really not a whole lot to do. Like when I go back and play World at War, it's kind of just get set up, kill zombies, and there's no like quests or anything. Which, as somebody who's a quest guy, that definitely like knocks the points down or takes points away. I guess would be the proper way of saying that. So yeah, World at War we're gonna keep down here at C. I think it's a good place for it. Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1. It's the maps are definitely more interesting than World at War, and they started introducing like quests and stuff. You kind of go from like the Nazis having the power to like the power struggle between Edward and Samantha, and like the story gets much more interesting in Black Ops 1. Plus the maps are just much more interesting. So I'm gonna say Black Ops 1. We're gonna put Black Ops 1 in B tier. It's better than World at War considerably for me. We get a map like 5 where we get like a pretty unique cast as well as Call of the Dead. There's just more like unique stuff going on in Black Ops 1, especially like they venture out with the wonder weapons. Um, the locations become much more interesting. Like I already mentioned, they kind of introduce the Easter eggs a little bit, so it kind of just takes a little bit more of a leap from World at War, and I think that earns it the slot in B tier here. Moving on to Black Ops 2. This is a fantastic game. I'm debating whether I want to put it in S tier or A tier. I think we're going to put it in A tier. It has a really heavens. Okay, it has a really rough beginning. Things like transit, I just don't have a good time. The survival maps I don't care about. Die Rise I probably like more than most, but it's still not like all that great. And then we get into just three absolute bangers in Mob of the Dead, Buried, and Origins. Origins is my favorite map ever. Buried is pretty close to it as well. And then I do enjoy Mob, not as much as most, but regardless, I mean the map's great. The maps are great. Um, it kind of builds on the BO1 systems a little bit, gives us a little bit more in the same way that BO1 gave us a little bit more than World at War. And the story continues. It becomes more interesting, more elaborate. Um, Introduces the Victus crew, which I personally like them quite a bit. I'm a big fan of how you can hear um, Maxis and Richtofen sort of talking to Stuhlinger and telling him what to do. So we're gonna put BO2 in A tier. I'm a big fan of it. It's really rough start, but definitely picks up towards the end. So we're gonna put BO2 in A tier. I think that's a good spot for it. Advanced Warfare Zombies. Yep, right there. We're actually gonna add a little bit to this and a W because these are horrible games. It's a really bad initial take on zombies. I actually remember getting really hype about AW Zombies because there was a thing of like, I think the map was called Riot, where there was some like mission or something where you played it, and then at the very end there was like a zombies breakout going on, and that was them kind of announcing that zombies was about to like we were about to get zombies in AW. But the maps themselves aren't interesting really at all. It kind of gets progressively a little bit better maybe. Outbreak isn't fun. Infection's horrible. And then I'd say they finish off pretty strong though with Carrier and Descent. But overall, I mean, the mechanics of the game, they give you an exosuit and then they just punish you relentlessly for having an exosuit. Um, the eggs themselves aren't fun to do at all. The guns blow. The pack-a-punch system is like the dumbest idea I've ever seen in my life. You just basically get like ever so incrementally better every time you pack-a-punch your gun. But yeah, AW is just not a good time at all. There's a few decent Easter egg steps kind of sprinkled throughout, but outside of that, I really don't have a good time when I play Advanced Warfare. So we're gonna put Advanced Warfare here in the Vanguard and AW tier. I think it belongs there. Black Ops 3 directly into S tier. I don't need to talk about it, but I will. When BO3 first came out and Shadows was like the launch map that everybody got, people were not fans of BO3 at all. Um, there was just too much going on with like the tentacle thing. What do you call that? Beast mode with beast mode. People did not like that at all. There was the introduction of like the Margwa and these different like I'll call them relic artifacts that you had to collect to open up Pack-a-Punch. It was just too complex for people. It was too much of a jump from the previous systems that people really did not like. Shadows and BO3 as a whole, of course, as the maps kind of came out more, we warmed up to it a little bit. Not to mention the crew on Shadows wasn't all that interesting. So yeah, people just did not welcome BO3 with open arms, to say the least. But now looking back, obviously, when I go and play any map on BO3, I have a great time. The systems are amazing. Sort of doing the slide hop thing to get around each map faster is a good time. The gobblegums are super fun to use. Not to mention they just every single map is phenomenal. I'm such a fan of all the maps in BO3. We get Zombies Chronicles with it, so I can play Origins on BO3 if I want to. I can go back and play some of the other classics. Um, yeah, and then each individual map, I mean Shadows, I don't like it as much as most, but it's still a banger. Drak is an S tier for me personally as a map. Same with Zetsubo. Gorod's a great time, and then like it's the entire thing, start to finish, is phenomenal. So I think BO3 we're gonna keep here in S tier. IW Zombies. Wow. Another, I like IW, I think more than most. I think we're gonna put it in A tier here. It's not as fun, like the actual like killing zombies part of it isn't quite as fun as like BO3 or BO2. But there's other systems that they introduce that I actually really enjoy. They have their own take on like gobblegums. They do the fate and fortune cards. I like that you're able to sort of give the perks back if you don't want them. Because there was I think a 5 perk limit in IW. Like there was just so much that IW did that's unique to itself, and you don't like you just haven't seen that in a different COD. That I appreciate that they took so many, I guess, risks, and they really leaned into the sort of wacky aspects of zombies as opposed to a game that we're gonna get to soon in World War II, where they go the other end of the spectrum. They go like really deep into like the horror side of things, and you can definitely see where each game was trying to go with their different the feel that you were supposed to get when you were playing the game. But yeah, I'm a big fan of all the maps actually in IW. Besides Shell and Shuffle, I'm not too big a fan of that, but the characters are fun, the settings are fun, the Mephistopheles like super Easter egg boss fight thing is the most fun boss fight ever. It's so cool and it's such a challenge. I'm a big fan of what IW did. I think it belongs in A tier. Probably, yeah, I'm gonna put it behind BO2. Moving on to World at War. So I'm a World at War enjoyer. I think this is criminally overhated. There's actually a lot that World War II did that is really good in my opinion. The like taking Jug away was a bad idea, but besides that, I mean replacing that with like the shield, it's different. I'm not too big a fan of it, but it was sort of a risk that they took in doing that. And I mean, I think any sort of gripe that you would have with World War II is completely washed away when you get into the maps. We start off with Final Reich, which is a top 10 map for me. The atmosphere in that is insane. I'm a big fan of the Easter egg. And then we move on to the Darkest Shore, which I think is one of the most underrated maps ever. Sort of after that, it gets a little bit not great with Shadowed Throne and then the Tortured Path. Don't care much for either of those, but um, we finish off really strong with the Frozen Dawn. I'm a big fan of Final Reich and Frozen Dawn, and just I mean World War II in general. Just going into like the horror side of things, they really nail that in, especially in the first two maps. That I think World War II is going to be an A tier, just below BO2, but above IW. I'm a World War II enjoyer, so we're gonna put it there. Black Ops 4. Oh, Black Ops 4. I think we're gonna put BO4 in A tier, S tier. The maps in BO4 are insane. Like they're actually just mind blowing how fun the chaos maps are to play. Like the crazy ideas that they went with. You have like the Titanic, like ancient Greece. I guess the nine would be like a Roman Colosseum, I think. And then Dead of the Night, my personal favorite. This sort of like Victorian era like mansion with like all these secrets, and it's the chaos. We got 4 chaos maps, and they're phenomenal. I wish that they continued the storyline at least for one more game. But I mean, even the Ether maps, I know that those sort of take the back seat in BO4, but Alpha Omega, I'm a big fan of. Blood of the Dead, I love. Even Tog, like those 3 are great. Classified, can't say I'm too big a fan of Classified, but the thing that really holds BO4 back for me is the systems, like the bringing in a specialist that like you don't earn it in the game, you sort of just bring it in. Not to mention that, like, they're not like map specific. They're just, I don't know, they're just kind of annoying. That's why I can't put it above BO3. Just the mechanics, it just feels kind of clunky when you play it. I think they were more focused on sort of the minute details of each map and making it visually appealing. That the mechanics kind of were put on the back burner, and you can definitely feel that when you're playing it. But regardless, I always have a great time when I'm playing BO4, and I think we're gonna keep it in S tier. I'm tempted to kind of put it top of A, but um, just the maps in BO4, like they deserve to be in S tier. We're gonna keep it there. Cold War. All right, Cold War. Cold War can go above World at War at the top of C because it was it was kind of cool when we first played it, and like it felt good killing zombies. That was like sort of a refreshing difference, especially from a clunkier game in BO4. But yeah, now when I'm looking back at Cold War, I played D Machine a little bit when it came out. I like did the round 100 strat at the top of Noct with the ray gun. I ran the Easter egg a few times, but besides D Machine, there's really not much that I care about in Cold War. I mean, the maps that came after were like we got Marauder Toten's good. That's a good map. I'm a fan of Marauder Toten, but Firebase Z and Forsaken are horrible maps. Like horrible maps. I'm seeing people sort of show some love to Firebase Z again, and I don't. That's kind of like it feels like transit, honestly. Like there is no reason to enjoy Firebase Z. It's a horrible map. Not in the systems. Like I don't need to see zombie elimination 500,000 times when I'm playing zombies, and it like floods your screen. There's the radar, like a compass. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is like Cold War. You're going below World at War now. Cold War is a like I do not. The only reason it's not in like being added to this is because it has a couple good maps, but what a horrible introduction of systems that like it actually blows my mind that when Treyarch was making Cold War, they just thought this was like cool. Like they were playing it and they're like, "Oh yeah, I can't see shit. Like this is great. We'll just keep it there. You can't even turn it off." Like just a big middle finger basically to anybody that wants to see what they're shooting at. I remember playing with a friend. It was BO6 actually, and he had all the settings on from Cold War, and I told him to turn it off because it's gross. And when he did, he was like, "Oh, I can like see the zombies' faces now." Like I Cold War blows. I should make an F. It should go in no zombies because it's not zombies. Like Cold War blows. I know I'm being really hard on it, but it has a couple good maps. We're gonna keep it below World at War. Cold War blows. MWZ. Oh man, maybe MWZ gets added to the. Yeah, MWZ is gonna get added to the Vanguard and AW tier because I played it once. Vanguard and AW and MWZ. Yeah, that's good. I played MWZ once. I loaded in and I just like could not believe what I was seeing. Like what a stupid game. I get there's like I guess there's like boss fights and stuff that's cool in it, but that is not zombies. It's dumb. That's what MWC's dumb. Who enjoys like loading into this like open world thing and like it's not zombies. I played Outbreak on Cold War by the way, going back to Cold War. I played it for the first time in between the wait between Shattered Veil and Reckoning, and I could not fathom how anybody could enjoy playing Outbreak. And like a lot of people like it. No, you don't like it anymore. It's not good. Neither is MWZ. This is horrible. These aren't zombies. These are abominations in the worst way possible. So we're gonna put MWZ there. BO6. BO6. I do like me some BO6, that's for sure. But where? Hmm. Would I play? I don't know how to feel about BO6. I enjoyed it at the time, but now that we have like BO7, I feel like it almost feels like we were robbed a little bit. Actually, hang on. We're gonna put because these make me angry. Where is that key? There we go. That's me when I like think about these three experiences. BO6. We are gonna put BO6. I can't put it above BO2. I it might have to stay here at the bottom of A. That's kind of just how I'm feeling right now, I guess. I'm a big fan of some of the maps on BO6. I love that you can turn off the nonsense that they had in Cold War. Um, the maps are cool. Like I think Tomb is underrated. The only map that I really don't like in BO6 is Liberty Falls, but um, they had some like really innovative ideas. I'm a big fan of the swords and the incantations with them. Shattered Veil with the like liminal spaces. Like I said before, I mean Terminus. A lot of people like Terminus. I'm not too big a fan of it, but Tomb and Reckoning, I like those personally. I'm a big fan of those. So it's a pretty like it's a pretty solid game. I think they built on the Cold War system. They kind of polished it, and in the best way possible, they made it so you can customize it a little bit more, so you don't have to see the horrible like zombie elimination stuff on your screen. So yeah, I'm a BO6 enjoyer. We're gonna put it at the bottom of A. Black Ops 7. Again, we only have two like full blown maps, no survival map, or okay, we have two full blown maps, and then four survival maps to this point. Obviously, we're not even halfway through like the I guess map releases of the game. Um, I love Black Ops 7 though. It's like the jump from Cold War to BO6. I think it's an even bigger jump from BO6 to BO7. And for that reason, we're gonna put BO7 in S tier. I have a blast playing Black Ops 7. Um, the two maps we've gotten so far, Astra Malorum and Ashes of the Damned, fantastic. Atmosphere is fantastic. Quests, the story is much more interesting. The art design is fantastic. Like we're getting crazy wonder weapons and everything. The question is, do I want to put it above BO4? I think when it's all said and done, I'll probably have it above BO4. That's just like how I feel right now. But right now we're gonna put it below BO4, just because I want to see like the finished product before I start moving it closer to BO3. But yeah, this is the finished list here. I guess the tier list. Yeah, we're gonna so yeah, S tier got three different games, all peak. A tier's pretty. Yeah, it's actually crazy seeing these four games in the same tier. But I think yeah, BO1's just a solid B. World at War and Cold War C tier, but for different reasons. And then we're not going to mention the monstrosity that is that tier with the angry face, and then yeah, obviously no zombies here. So yeah, that's it. I don't really know how to outro. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Please, any feedback or anything you guys have, let me know. Make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, thank you again for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.